Today in our 2009 Chevrolet Silverado 1500, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the eTrailer Class 3 custom bit trailer hitch receiver, part number E98849. So here's what our hitch is going to look like once we have it installed. The cross tube is going to sit right below the bumper, but we're really only going to see it sticking out right here in the center. Our hitch is a Class 3, which means it's going to give us that 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube opening and have a lot of different options for accessories that we can mount up. The way we're going to mount any of those is going to be through the hitch pin hole here on the side. It is going to accept a standard 5/8 pin and clip, and while these are not included in the kit, you can pick them up here at etrailer.com. Our safety chain connection points are going to be a plate style, welded to the bottom. As you can see, we're not going to have too much trouble getting most size hooks on or off. Now, as far as weight capacity goes, our hitch is going to have a 600-pound tongue weight along with a 6,000-pound gross trailer weight rating. Now, it is rated for use with weight distribution systems. That's going to bump up the tongue weight to 1,000 pounds and the gross trailer weight up to 10,000 pounds. Now, with all those numbers in mind, you should always double check your truck's owner's manual and never exceed the manufacturer's recommended towing weight. I'd like to give you a few measurements, and that's going to help you whenever you're looking for accessories in your new hitch, like a ball mount, a bike rack, or a cargo carrier. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost edge of the bumper is going to be about 2 inches. From the ground to the inside top edge of the receiver tube opening, it's going to be right about 21 inches. That measurement is going to come in handy when you're looking to find a ball mount to match up to your trailer so you can find the appropriate rise or drop. So now that we've seen what our hitch looks like and gone over some of the features, let's show you how to get it installed. To begin our installation, you're going to want to pull down your spare tire temporarily. Then we'll move underneath, and we're going to come to the edge of the frame rail at the very back. Now, right by the spring perch, we're going to have a bolt going into a weld nut inside the frame. We're going to need to remove that so we can take a 21mm socket and pull it out. Now, I do suggest spraying these down with some penetrating oil and letting them soak, and they'll come out a lot easier. You're going to want to remove the one on the other side as well. Now, the center of our bumper, right underneath our license plate, we're going to have these 2 threaded holes. We're going to want to make sure that those are cleaned out. I'm going to take a toothbrush. I'm going to make sure I get all the debris out. Now we can take one of our M14 bolts from our kit. We're going to make sure we can easily thread it in by hand in each one of the holes at the center of our bumper here. We're also going to want to make sure that our M14 bolts thread into the holes where we removed those bolts previously. Now, with an extra set of hands, we're going to lift our hitch up, and it'll line up with the holes that we pulled the bolts out of. So we'll take our M14 bolt and a conical tooth washer, making sure the teeth are facing up towards the hitch. We're just going to loosely get it installed. That way the hitch will support itself, and we can get the rest of our hardware in place. And with the 2 bolts in the side, we can take our new M14 bolts. We're just going to get them loosely started in the center. And we'll have one for each side. Now on our frame rail, we're going to have a hole that's going to line up with the hole on the side of our hitch. So we'll take one of our square hole spacer blocks at a carriage bolt. We'll drop the bolt down through so it can't turn. And then we'll drop it down through the hitch and through the frame. We'll do that on both sides. And to secure those bolts, we'll be using a 1/2-inch flange nut. So you just want to thread them onto the bottom of the bolt. For all of our M14 bolts, I'm going to come back with a 22mm socket and snug them up. And for our flange nuts, we're going to be using a 3/4-inch socket. You want to make sure you come back and torque all of your hardware down to the specified amount in the instructions. That'll finish up your look at the eTrailer Class 3 custom fit trailer hitch receiver, part number E98849 on our 2009 Chevrolet Silverado 1500.